So I'm going to start by mentioning that Article 2 of the UNCRC, which mentions that, let me take us to Article 2, that all children have these rights, no matter who they are, where they live, what language they speak, what their religion is, what they think, what they look like, if they're a boy or girl, if they're rich or poor, and no matter who their parents or families are or what they believe or do, no child should be treated unfairly for any reason. And isn't this great? This gives me a lot of power to talk today. So for those of you who don't know who I am Fardeen Blaq. I am a global citizen super activist, two-time International Children Peace Prize nominee, and one of the youngest global goals activators. I have unveiled the Why Not campaign, and as kids, we are raising our concerns. So I started the Why Not campaign after organizing and conducting training sessions of the SDGs to my peers at the government-run children's centers here in Nairobi. We all have rights as children. So I'm going to take us to Article 1 of the UNCRC. And it states that a child is any person under the age of 18. We have a lot in common and we all like to play. I know I do. I like the adventure of making new friends, challenging one another, and working on activities that benefit us. It is crucial to ensure that every child is aware of their rights and empowered to claim them. What are some of your favorite games and activities? So let me take us to Article 31 of the UNCRC. Which states that every child has the right to rest, relax, play, and to take part in cultural and creative activities. So this article actually helps us to meet Global Goal 3, good health and well-being, and with ample evidence, we can succeed and achieve issues related to this goal and article. And that is the beauty of having fun while learning, because let's face it, it's easy to remember and implement. So when we speak of implement, Article 13 of the UNCRC states that children have the rights to share freely with others what they learn, think, and feel by talking, drawing, writing, or in any other way unless it harms other people. And with ample evidence, we can succeed and achieve issues related to this goal and article. And there is talk about whether the system of education is suitable for us, the 21st century learner. And currently in South Africa, they are reviewing the Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill to make sure that the policy is changed to offer young learners the best foundation for a sustainable lifelong learning and implementation process. So education is provided for under Articles 28 and 29. So Article 28, every child has the right to an education. Primary education should be free. Secondary and higher education should be available to every child. So children should be encouraged to go to school to the highest level possible, and disciplined schools should respect children's rights and never use violence. So Article 29, when children's education should help them fully develop their personalities, talents, and abilities. And it should teach them to understand their own rights and to respect other people's rights, cultures, and differences. It should help them live peacefully and protect the environment. What is your best method of learning? I'm curious. Can you share with me your best learning strategy? So let us continue to explore the articles. The Why Not campaign allows us to implement Article 15 of the UNCRC. Children can join or set up groups or organizations, and they can meet with others as long as this does not harm other people. So the Why Not campaign, speaking of our best interests, this is provided for under Article 3 of the UNCRC. And do you realize so far that I've been meeting Global Goal 4 by giving you quality education on the UNCRC and how they link with the SDGs? Well, the UNCRC is closely aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 4, quality education, SDG 3, good health and well-being, and SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. So by promoting awareness and action on the UNCRC, the Iwana campaign contributes to the broader global agenda for sustainable development. And my good friend, Mr. Jacob Trollback, and his team are in charge of making us aware of the 17 global goals by breaking down the language to the way we know the Sustainable Development Goals today. And if we break this down further for us to meet the global goals, we need to be empowered to know our rights as children and uphold them for every child all over the world. But what is all this for? Well, it's for biodiversity, the plan to stay alive and thrive happily. So let's talk about it. What is biodiversity? Well, it is the full spectrum of life on the planet that sustains us all in our day-to-day lives. It's the reason we exist, and besides, without it, we'd have absolutely nothing to eat. Biodiversity is everywhere. It's in your clothes and your coffee, in that nice chair, the poster on your wall, and that glass of juice, in your soup or your soap. Oh, and almost forgot medicine. And there are so many more reasons to care about biodiversity. Mostly, we are biodiversity. So that explains the connection and peace we find in nature. Biodiversity is an incredible gift. What does Earth ask of us in return? Not much, only that we take part in this magical equation, giving and taking with care. That's all. So what does all this have to do with us humans? Simple. In order for us to survive and thrive, we have to know how to take care of ourselves and the environment around us. How do we take care of ourselves and each other? This is provided for under Global Goal 3, 5, and 10. And how do we take care of the food sources and resources we have? This is catered under Global Goals 2, 6, 7, 12, and 16. How do we treat the Earth and its inhabitants? This is catered for under Global Goals 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I'm here to raise awareness about this through my Why Not campaign. So children in different parts of the world are suffering from issues like war and conflict, lack of privacy, lack of access to basic needs, lack of modern healthcare and development, opinions and views getting stifled. And the last sad realistic issue is getting their education disrupted. A great example is when we watch the media. Children are crying, angry, in shock, suffering in hospitals, seriously hurt, and others losing their lives at early ages. And I know that it will be so refreshing when we watch the media and see children being happy, playing, totally lost in their creative activities without any biases worldwide, by then sharing that positive energy amongst ourselves. And I envision children being positive role models, especially when we collectively get to know our rights in the process. And just this past week, as a global citizen, I took an action asking members of Congress in California to pass a bill that protects children from child marriage. And I mentioned California because it's home for me. My late grandfather is from there. And these statistics are staggering. Child marriage is a nightmarish reality for thousands of American girls. With nearly 300,000 children legally married between 2000 and 2018, some as young as 10. In California, 8,000 underage children are entered into marriage every year, yet many states still lack a minimum age requirement. But change is possible. Proposed legislation could ban child marriage in California, protecting countless girls from abuse and exploitation. Several states, including New York and Michigan, have already taken decisive steps to ban child marriage, recognizing the urgent need to protect vulnerable minors. And my government here in Kenya is doing a lot to safeguard our rights through the Ministry of Labor, National Directorate of Children's Services. And Kenya passed a new law, the Children's Act 2022, that spells out how we should be handled and what our responsibilities are. I wonder, what is happening in your country? Can you share what you like about your government and what they are doing to safeguard your rights? So by watching me, you're going to enjoy Article 17 of the UNCRC, where children have a right to get information from the internet radio, television, newspapers, books, and other sources. Adults should make sure the information they're getting is not harmful, and government should encourage the media to share information from lots of different sources in languages that all children can understand. So this really resonates with me because of what I do in my day-to-day life as a change maker and the discussions that I have with my peers from across the globe. And UNCRC recognizes the interconnectedness of children's rights, emphasizing the importance of protection, provision, and participation. And when we talk about Article 17 of the UNCRC, which enables us to have access to the information from the internet, currently there is uproar about the suitability of social media platforms for children. And a lot of these social media platforms that we love to engage in, including Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, and WhatsApp, and many others, including YouTube too, have had to answer about how they are protecting our rights as children. Since the Inquisition 2 months ago, in February 2024, some of these platforms are starting to include our peers in talks to safeguard our engagement with the platforms. Is this good? Absolutely. One of the platforms that I feel safe at that meets my rights fully is here at the Global Innovation Field Trip. And thank you, Jake, Julie, and team for being the example of how children can engage positively with technology through social media. And to all of those who are listening, you are part of the One It campaign, which is a comprehensive plan that is inclusive for all children. And through the One It campaign, I'm taking into account all unique circumstances and ensuring that together we are aware and take action in the UNCRC, which will reach every child, regardless. I am talking about reaching 1 billion children through the One It campaign. And a lot of people do ask, how do I intend to do this? Well, I will be running awareness campaigns through the media about the UNCRC and the importance of child rights. I'll be implementing sensitization programs for children, parents, educators, and community leaders about child rights and how they integrate with the SDGs. This will not make sense to me if we leave out interactive fun activities because there will be lots of those. So together as children, let us craft strong advocacy messages targeting governments, communities, and corporates, emphasizing the importance of actively protecting and implementing our rights. So my target of 1 billion children will not be achieved without global collaboration. And I will form strong partnerships with different governments, international organizations, NGOs, and local community groups to amplify the reach and impact of my Why Not campaign. So I will come down to the grassroots and visit your neighborhood and school so that you can get to show me your favorite activities and what you want us to work on together to meet our Vision 2030. So through the activities that we do on the ground, I will implement through the Why Not campaign a robust monitoring and evaluation framework to track our progress of the spread of the UNCRC and SDGs to children worldwide. And I'm establishing a global network of child rights activists and advocates to exchange best practices, resources, and support for local initiatives for children, by children, because we can speak for ourselves now. I'm inviting you to participate in the Why Not campaign. Simple, just head on to kikaoculture.com and click on the Why Not campaign button to get started. So read the articles and pick the one that you most identify with. You can record a video of yourself talking about why you like the article and how it's important to you. So send me a video at kikaocultures@gmail.com and I will post all the good videos on the Why Not campaign social channels. Make sure to follow Why Not campaign on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter to stay updated on what we are doing. And thanks for taking the time to listen to me.
Wow, 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 wow. That was really, really impressive and mind blowing too. Well done, well done, well done. I'm just curious now. Sorry, how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
Wow, 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 wow. I bet I cannot do this while at your age. This is quite impressive. Well done. Keep up the good work. And while you were presenting, you asked, you said, what is my best learning strategy? I think for me, as an adult, my best learning strategy is for me to be able to view and visualize what I've learned. And I also want to believe the same thing is also applicable to children. And that is why the play as the learn that you have inculcated into your program will definitely help them. Well done, keep up the good work. And I'm really, really impressed. Thank you. If you don't mind, can you also share your link, so that we can follow your conversation?
Sure.
Drop it in the chat box.
I've just shared the link.
Okay, amazing.
For those who are watching, we will be making a recording of this, and I'm sure that Julie will put the link up on the recording so that everyone can see it later.
May I ask you, you mentioned that you want to, make it a worldwide organization. Have you started? Do you have children from your country, from Kenya?
Yup. And, when you mention organization, Kikao Cultures and the Why Not campaigns in our organization, it's a program based on, spreading the word of the UNCRC articles and the global goals. It's a program in our organization. But yeah, we do have the kids in Kenya. Like I mentioned, like I mentioned, at the government-run children's centers and other places that we've been to.
You're doing well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well done.
Do you get help from your parents or any other adults?
Yep, I do get help from friends and family. So yeah, I don't do all of this on my own. I mean, it would be really frustrating.
Then I'm also curious, how do you tend to combine this with your schoolwork?
Well, the method of education that I'm actually experiencing, it enables me to encompass what I do inside of it, so it's a lot easier for me.
Okay,
That's great.
hi Fardeen.
Well done.
Hi. Okay, so yeah, Fardeen is always an amazing, brilliant young guy. So he was one of the kid speaker as well in last year's International Kids Conference, and he did very well, very great, inspiring kids around the world last November. And he came back with another campaign this time. So it's really amazing. Maybe Fardeen, if you can share some of your like some parts or some points that you need us or maybe our or the other kids watching this video later on that is urgently needed. So maybe if you can share what points that you need support or help from us or from the kids around the world.
Well, I mean, when it comes to ways of supporting me in what I do, you can share, the link, the Kikao Cultures link, and you could tell people like what I do and the positive outcomes of it. And it would be a lot better if you could you could look at the Kikao Cultures YouTube channel and then send it to everybody, all the people all your friends and family. So yeah.
Okay, so sharing the link and then also sending you the video so that you can post as well. Is that, I think that's the second one. And then do you also plan to gather some kids or young people to have this probably small committee for doing certain actions in near future?
Yep. I mean, that's the whole point of the Why Not campaign. So first, spread this message. And then once all the kids have understood what this is about, it's like, now I know what article I like, what I want to post or talk about. And then from there, once they do that, we can now start conversations from there. And then set up projects around what interests them and see how it goes.
Okay, that's really amazing, Fardeen. Maybe from Alira, if you do have any question or maybe feedback, probably you guys are same age, is it?
Yeah, actually, I'm 15 or 16. Honestly,
I don't hear you well. It's,
Can't hear
it's
you.
only me.
no. Is my mic okay now?
Talk a little louder. Put the microphone near your voice and talk a little louder.
Hello?
Yes, good.
Okay, so, wait, what happened? Nothing like what you asked me?
So maybe because you are probably the same age, maybe if you have any question or any feedback for Fardeen's campaign that he shared just now.
Okay, so,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm 15, so I'm also turning 16 next month. And actually, I don't really have any questions, but I'm really impressed with his presentation, even though I was just in the ending. Sorry, there's a noise in the background. And yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks for the feedback.
Okay, thank you very much, Fardeen.
Fardeen, Fardeen, I know you have a sister. Is she there? Is she of any help to you?
Well, she's actually the founder of Kikao Cultures, and I'm the co-founder. So yeah, we do help each other. It's like I'm helping in her project, then it links back to my project, so she's also part of it. So yeah, we do help each other.
So where is she? Put her on the camera.
I mean, right now she's not here with me, but I wish I could, really.
Well done. It's nice having you. Jake, nice to see you.
Yes.
You can see the light of people you are raising, champions, leaders of tomorrow. Well done to you and Julie for what you're doing. I think right now I will have to just take my leave.
Yes, but I think we will see you more later. I know.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Keep up the
Thank
good
you.
work. And thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Do you
Thank you
want
much.
very
to say
much
you
for
wanted to say
being with us.
Let me just correct something that Kimmy said. Julie and I started this program, but we are not running it. It is being run by all the other people you see on the screen who we could not be doing this without everybody chipping in from around the world. And Fardeen, this is an example of what you are trying to do, get people from around the world all to work on one good goal and helping each other. So you are part of the family now.
thank you so much. But this wouldn't have been achievable without you taking the initiative and the bold step. So that is why we still have to give you the medal. Thank you. And thank you to all the team too. Thank you for having me. To my co-host, it's been an amazing experience again this year, and I'm super excited. I can't wait for us to do this over and over and over again. Thank you. And do stay safe. Bye for now. Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Fardeen, next time you come, you have to bring your sister. We do not, we, it's absolutely important, okay? Because I know she's been a big help to you and she should get recognized for that.
For sure, for sure. Well, part of the videos that we do, she's there. So
I
yeah,
know that, I know, I've seen her. I know she exists.
We all know her. I think we all know her. Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
That was very good. Very excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.